We're joined now by Derek Shepard, who, along with his wife, were faced with a tough decision in the midst of terrible tragedy. Before we talk about their daughter Julie's organ donation, though, we're going to take a minute to get to know a little bit about who she was. Julie was a smart, beautiful, strong young woman with an amazing sense of humor. Her family is still finding out about all of the lives she touched through her kindness, like a nonverbal autistic child who would visit Julie at work just to see her smile, like her teachers who talked about how she lit up the school with her energy and her humor. Julie loved the outdoors. She was athletic and highly competitive. She still holds state records for high school powerlifting, and she was a standout athlete on her high school and travel softball teams. The people who knew Julie were shocked to learn she struggled with severe depression. Although she talked to a therapist and a psychiatrist and took her medication every day, she still suffered deep, dark periods of depression where her mind told her she was not loved, no one liked her, she was worthless, and no one cared. Although her room was filled with pictures of friends and family, her mind controlled her reality, and she was unable to endure the darkness of her depression any longer. So Derek, thanks so much for being willing to be here with us today and to share your story. So Julie was hospitalized at the age of 17, and in the midst of all that, you were approached about organ donation. Can you start out by talking about what was going on and how you felt at that time?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a real roller coaster of emotions, but it's just a difficult time in that all you're doing is thinking of hope. You're thinking tomorrow everything's going to be okay. Next week everything's going to be okay or something, and you're going to be home and your loved one's going to be with you, and the doctors are going to do everything and they're going to save their life. And then the team came in to talk to us about organ donation, and they did a great job. They really did. And we really appreciate that they opened the topic with us, but it is so hard to hear when you have a loved one in the hospital, particularly a child, because everything that you're thinking at that time is that everything's going to be okay. And when they start talking about organ donation, you have to open your mind to the possibility that things may not be okay. And that, is so hard to hear at the time, although I'm so glad they did it because, although Julie passed away, because we were able to get everything done correctly and in timely manner, she was able to help so many other people.
So the first folks to approach you was the medical team. Can you talk a little bit about what they said to you? How did they approach that topic?
And I don't remember specifically, and I wish I could remember their names because they did a great job. And they were very sympathetic and soft about it. And they talked about the opportunity to help Julie, or for Julie to help other people. And they told us that they were going to do everything they could to save Julie, but that if things didn't go well, they had to start getting things organized because of everything that has to happen for organ donation. That they had to at least talk to us about it, and that gave us time to think about it and consider it. And although it was a fairly easy decision for us because of our daughter and who she was, we were glad we had a little time to process it.
Do you remember at what point in the process Life Center entered into that conversation?
The staff was there actually the next day. I had gone home to talk to our other kids about the situation, and when I returned the next day, they were there early in the morning, and they really did a great job. They were very sympathetic to our situation and understanding, and again, very soft about what was, what we needed to do, what we needed to know, and they explained the process to us, which to me is amazing. When you start talking about the logistics of what has to happen for organ donation, I mean, you think it's a simple thing of getting an organ and transplanting it, but they have to find a match, and then they have to find a match for specific organs, and then they have to get a hold of that person. Are they on vacation? Are they out of reach? And can they get to the hospital? Are they healthy? Do they have a fever? They can't do it in those situations. Mm-hmm. Then they have to get a hospital lined up. They have to get the doctors lined up. They have to have a room and an operating room. All the stuff that has to happen for each organ, and they did that in a couple of days, and I was just amazed by it.
Do you know how many lives were saved because of Julie's gift?
She changed 8 lives, I would say. She gave sight to 2 people, and she probably saved 6 lives with organs like heart and lungs.
Have you been in touch with any of the people that received those gifts?
Yes, 2 of the people. The gentleman who received both of Julie's lungs has contacted us and told us how well he's doing. And we stay in close contact with the family that received Julie's heart.
That's great.
Which has been, how the heart is just special. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. So in hearing a little bit about your story, you use the term a lot, donor family. So it wasn't just about Julie's gift. This was really part of your whole family, a decision you all had to make. Can you talk a little bit about what you mean by being a donor family?
The whole process really does affect the whole family because it's a real roller coaster ride. You're so sad that you lost a loved one, but then you hear about the lives that she was able to save, and then you're happy about it and you're proud about it, but then you're so sad that you lost them, and these emotions are tied together. You can't separate them out, and so they just kind of roll around. You kind of go from happy and proud to sad and disappointed and all of that. But that being said, I would much rather have that little bit of good in all the bad that comes with her loss.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your story. We really appreciate you being here today. We're out of time. Every 10 minutes, another name is added to the nation's waiting list for organ transplant. Please consider becoming a donor if you aren't already one. It's the most valuable legacy you can leave behind. I want to thank all my guests, and we'll see you next week. In the meantime, stay fit, stay well, and stay healthy for life with Healthy Living for Life.
Healthy Living for Life is brought to you by Mountain Pacific Quality Health. We'd love to hear from you. If you have suggestions for future programs, visit our website at mpqhf.org or call us at 406-443-4020. You can also catch us on YouTube by visiting our website and clicking on the YouTube icon. Special thanks to Fire Tower Coffee House and Roasters. Production facilities provided by Video Express Productions.